is Lenore Braford. I am the founder and animal care director here at Piedmont Farm Animal Refuge. And this is Joey. We are having some snuggle time right now. Joey is very sweet and she's really enjoying some wing rubs. So I've got my hands under her wings and I'm just kind of gently loving on her, and she plopped right down. And she's even getting a little bit sleepy. Hey, sweetie. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Oftentimes turkeys are very interested in people. They can be very loving and respond to affectionate touch, just like cats or dogs or other animals that we might have in our homes. But a lot of people may not realize that about turkeys if they've never gotten the chance to meet them, and to meet them in a place where they feel like they're safe and they can trust people. But Joey here is actually a turkey who came to us earlier this year along with Jason turkey, and they had actually fallen out of a truck that was on its way to a slaughter facility for turkeys. This is actually fairly common for farm animals to jump or fall out of trucks on the highway, and it's one of the ways that they can get out of that industrial system. And so these turkeys were very lucky to have had that happen, and we've so much loved getting to know them here at the refuge and getting all of our turkey snuggles in. Yeah. Now, Joey lives in here with Jordan and Jason. And all of these turkeys are industrial meat bred turkeys. So their type is called the white broad-breasted. And one of the reasons that's important to know is it affects how we care for them here at the refuge. These types of turkeys are bred to grow extremely quickly, very unnaturally so, and they get to the weight that they are then killed in just a few months' time, which if you compare that to how wild turkeys develop and grow, at just a few months they're still going to be very small. But these turkeys are going to be very, very large, almost this size at that time. And because of that, we have to be sure to feed them a type of diet that will keep them as healthy and as long-lived as possible. If we just fed them whatever they wanted nonstop, they unfortunately don't have the ability to know when to stop eating, and they just want to eat all the time. And that's because of the way they're bred for the meat industry. So we have a special diet that these turkeys are fed, and includes lots of fresh greens. We like to give them kale, which they love, and that helps to fill them up, and they feel a more sense of satisfaction. They feel a fuller feeling, but it doesn't add a lot of extra calories to their diet, so it's a great healthy alternative for these turkeys. One of the other things we have to think about with these turkeys here at the refuge is what kind of issues might they have with their joints, in their legs in particular, their feet. Because they're bred to be so large, they tend to have issues as they age with potentially arthritis or other problems. And then they can get an issue called bumblefoot, which can be scabs or sores that form on the bottoms of their feet due to all of that weight and all that pressure. And unfortunately, Joey and Jason are both going through some bumblefoot right now, and we were doing foot soaks for them, and now we have their feet wrapped and padded, and we're working on resolving that. But it's just something that a lot of these birds who are bred to be very large kind of have to deal with throughout their life, depending on the individual. So they require a little bit of specialized care. go see if we can say hello to some of our other friends. Are you gonna wake up and come with us? What you think? What you think? She says, oh, I just want some more snuggles. So this is Jason, and you can get a good look at her feet to see some of those foot wraps I was talking about. One of the things that compounds Jason and Joey's issues is not only were they bred to be very large, but they were unfortunately de-toed. And that's something that the meat industry does to some turkeys who are being raised in factory farms. Because they have such a small amount of space to live in, they often become aggressive and stressed, and they can peck, and so sometimes the end of the beak is trimmed off, or they can use their feet in that stressful situation. So when you are de-toeing an animal, whether that be a turkey or a cat, it causes them to walk differently, and that increases the probability that they might have foot problems. So we're hoping these ladies will be able to move through. They're definitely on their way to having their feet heal up. Yeah. But they're very sweet. Hello. Now turkeys, like chickens, have a very good visual sense, and they have a memory for up to 100 faces, whether that be turkeys in their area, chickens that might live next to them, or even people that they know well. And they'll certainly respond to different people in different ways, depending on how comfortable they are with you. If they know that you bring yummy treats every time you come, they get very excited to see you. And one of our very oldest residents is Mr. Jordan over here. Hello, Jordan. Now, Jordan is about 6 years old, which might not seem very old to you, but for this type of turkey, we would expect him to have lived between 2 and 5 years at a rescue. So being around 6 is pretty lucky. He, has been around and been around other turkeys that have since passed on. And now that he's met these new younger girls, it really seems to have made him kind of have a second wind, and he's really perked up. We've seen his personality change, and he's just really happy to have some more friends. But he's one of our older, wiser residents, and so we're always keeping an extra eye on them and making sure that they get everything they need and they stay as healthy as they can. Yeah. Now, some of the features on turkeys that you can see really well on Jordan include the snood, which is the long, fleshy part that's hanging over his beak. And Jordan seems to know there's a camera on him because his snood is all the way dropped down, and that's what they do when they are trying to impress. What's really interesting is if he wanted to, he could make that snood very short and kind of stick up like a little horn above his beak. And oh, it looks like he just did that because he wanted to get it out of the way so he could find a bug or whatever that is he's looking to snack on. So you get to see the snood in action, which is pretty cool. It's actually a muscle that they can control by contracting and releasing it. So there you go, it's moving up. Another really cool thing which you can see on Jordan's chest is his beard. And turkeys have a beard on their chest. It's very coarse feeling. It feels almost like a horse's tail or something like that. And the females actually can have little beards, but the males tend to have much longer beards. And as they're maturing, the beards grow longer and longer until they reach their full length. Turkeys also have very interesting heads in terms of all of the folds of skin, and those bumps and lumps are called caruncles. And what's even cooler is that they can change the color of those bumps and lumps on their head from red and pink to bluish and even a purplish color, and that's depending on their mood. Depending on how they're feeling, you might see them change those colors right before your eyes. Gotta look good for the camera. everybody. So this is Blackberry, and Blackberry is one of our brand new turkeys who just came to the refuge a few days ago. He is very excited to show off to everybody. So one thing that males do, especially young males, is they have a display. So as you can see, Blackberry has fluffed out the feathers on his back, and he's fanned out his tail. Hi, sir. And he's even dropped his wings down. And while he does all of that, he struts around and he makes that noise, which is called the chuff. And chuffing is a way to bring the attention to him, and it's a very friendly sound. It's not an aggressive noise. He just wants you to look at him and notice him and recognize that he's such a handsome guy, which he is. You can also see that Blackberry has his snood dropped all the way down, and if you look at his head, you can see some beautiful blue color in there, which he has chosen to change his head color so that we can be even more impressed by him. So he's looking pretty good, aren't you? Hey sir, what's up? So Blackberry is what you call a heritage breed turkey. These turkeys, there's a variety of breeds. He's what you call bronze, because he's gorgeous bronze and multicolored feathers. But they're typically used on small farms or in small backyards, as opposed to the larger factory farms where Jason and Joey and Jordan came from. And Blackberry was actually someone's pet. He lived with Moonflower, who's also here at the refuge, in a backyard with another turkey. Unfortunately, didn't have a safe location. Something that's really important for these birds is to make sure that they have safety from predators, especially predators who come out at night. And because they didn't have the right setup, unfortunately, their friend was killed by predators. And someone else stepped in to take in Blackberry and Moonflower and to get them to a safe location. So we are very happy to get to know them. They are in quarantine right now, so this is our back pen of quarantine. And Blackberry is, I've seen him around here pecking at leaves and finding acorns and all sorts of yummy things to eat, and he seems to be really excited to get to know us here at the refuge. So this is our other new resident, Moonflower, who says, "Look at my beautiful tail, I look so handsome." Hi, Moonflower. Oh yes, chuffing for us. Moonflower is a royal palm, so that is a type of heritage breed turkey. We can just tell that by the color of his feathers, the white and black pattern. Yes, you're very handsome, and we see your beautiful blue head. So I hope you enjoyed meeting some of the turkey residents here at the refuge. Each one is a special individual who we love and cherish. We're especially looking forward to getting to know our newest turkeys and what kind of personalities they have. But this year, we hope you'll consider, instead of eating turkeys, learn about them, appreciate them, and you can even sponsor one here at the refuge. And you can learn more on our website, which is piedmontrefuge.org. Thanks so much.